Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we had one of the more strange title updates go live for Black Ops 6 and Warzone. As of this morning, we actually got the 1.7 or 1.07 title update that is a full-on required download on all platforms. So if you're on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, there is a new downloadable update live for Black Ops 6 and Warzone. However, it is not a super significant one. The 1.7 patch itself ranges from like 500 megs to like 800 megs. On PlayStation, for me, it was like 700. On Battle.net, it was like 650. So a super small update, but nonetheless, an actual full-on title update. And the notes that we got alongside this are rather strange, as I mentioned. So not only did this 1.7 update drop or 1.70 update drop this morning, COD Updates has also posted a few other changes that went live in the past day or so. So why not accumulate all the patch notes here together in one video for you guys? Because also you'll see when we get to the full notes for 1.70, just so bizarre. But yesterday afternoon, we actually saw an initial update for Warzone go out that's pretty important if you've been paying attention to some of the recent meta updates and whatnot, saying a fix was recently deployed to address an issue that removed the 100-round speed penalties on the Wasp Swarm and the AMR-9. You may recall that back with Season 2 Reloaded, they made a big focus point in the patch notes there that on all MW2 and MW3 weapons, the speed penalties were removed on extended mags of all sizes, essentially, right? They wanted to make it similar to the Black Ops 6 penalties, where there essentially are none. The Black Ops 6 attachments, particularly magazines, are not super slow. They don't bog you down at all, whereas pretty much all the MW2 and MW3 ones slowed the weapon down a ton. So kind of trying to lessen the gap in the cons of those weapons, right? However, you have weapons like the Wasp Swarm and the AMR-9 that have 100-round extended mags, and they kind of allowed you to just go crazy up close. You could build out the Wasp Swarm with the 100-round mag and have crazy mobility on it, while also having a pretty crazy TTK in the first damage range as well. So can't say I'm super surprised that they did go through and they updated this accordingly. It's a bummer that they deployed this update to fix some of the MW2 and MW3 weapons and actually make them a lot more competitive, and then they immediately take away some of the better options for it. But obviously with a 100-round mag, there probably should be some cons associated with it. I mean, you look at the XM4 and that one's got some pretty distinct ones now. So a new update there to some of the older era weapons. I guess newer era, but older in the game. You guys get what I mean. Alongside that, COD Updates also says the Bullet multiplayer map yesterday was currently unavailable for a little bit. However, it's now been back and updated. They had to fix some things going on with playlist adjustments yesterday, so it was only available in Bullet 24/7, but now it's going to be back in the Gunfight featured playlist map pool as well. So if you're a fan of that map and the chaos that it implements, that'll be available in all the standard places now. And then we get to the full patch notes for the 1.70 update here today. COD Updates posted this a few minutes back, saying in Black Ops 6 and Warzone, a minor stability update is rolling out now on all platforms. So obviously, with it being a title update, you probably expect some patch notes, changes, bug fixes, things of that nature. We're going to talk about some things that they've already guaranteed are going to be fixed here in the near future in just a moment, but considering it was such a small title update, which usually is out of the ordinary, there are a couple gigs minimum, most of the time. This one only being 700 megs, for instance, means it probably wasn't super significant, and all the details we have for it is minor stability updates. So they don't get into the specifics here, but again, as we always make fun of the various stability fixes in the patch notes, we've got minor stability updates now, although we don't know what's more stable, but something out there across Black Ops 6 and Warzone is more stable. COD Updates, in the middle of me recording this video, also ended up posting this, saying we are investigating an issue that is preventing the D13 sector fast times camo challenge from tracking one-shot kills in multiplayer. So if you're working for your camos on the D13 sector, that is something they are actively working on that should be updated here shortly. Alongside this update though, Treyarch has gone through and updated the Trello a little bit more to detail some other fixes coming here, presumably in the next few days, it seems like. And as we do detail this and some of the other curious things about this title update itself, if you guys are new to the channel, you want to guarantee that on a daily basis, you are always in the know for everything going on in COD, whether it is news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns. It's all covered here, so feel free to hit that subscribe button, help us get one step closer to surpassing 1 million. And if you guys enjoyed this video, a like's always seriously appreciated as well. But on our global Trello here that Treyarch runs, we do see there are obviously a few things still being investigated across the board. Most of these have been on the Trello for some time, but a few other fixed scheduled tags have now been updated. So for one, obviously they did update the issue where some of the weapon updates from Season 2 Reloaded have not been fully implemented. The fix has been released for that. That's in relation to some of the issues with those 100 round mags that we just discussed. However, they say even more is coming, because if you notice in game, there's still several MW2 and MW3 options that do have cons listed alongside their extended mags. So presumably that's what that is in reference to. They also say they have a fix scheduled for missing icons on the tracked camo challenges in the challenge tracker UI. That's been a big annoyance as of late and a big nuisance as of late with camo tracking not working correctly. So updates are inbound for that. Players also being unable to edit loadouts mid-match in multiplayer and during the pre-match lobby in Warzone when appropriate has also been bugged for a little bit. They did adjust loadouts being bugged in general on the menu and not being able to create new ones there with the last patch notes to be covered, but this is its own issue specifically for when you're in a game trying to adjust things. So that'll be updated here shortly as well. Now, per usual with title updates, they don't always just add in whatever's being changed on that given day. In this case, those minor stability updates, right? They typically do have other leaks and stuff for other things happening in game, including the fact that new strings have been added in this small little title update that do indicate that double tap is going to be a returning perk here for zombies, presumably alongside Season 3 with the zombies updates and zombies content. There, this coming from Reality UK, who's one of the more credible leakers in the community here. And then one last bit of news that also dropped this morning, separate from our standard update, is the fact that Black Ops, the original BO1 game, has now also become available on the PC Xbox app, alongside a bunch of other previous classic COD titles that have been added in recent weeks. This has been an ongoing thing. Every now and then we see, oh, MW2's popping up on the Xbox store now for PC, MW3, you know, Advanced Warfare, this, that, all these other games. Now, almost every single Call of Duty, except Call of Duty 2 Big Red One, is available on the PC Xbox app, but we still have not seen any announcement for Game Pass release info. This presumably is something that is not a if, it's a win. So we're still waiting on this to surface, because them adding all of these various different games to Game Pass is almost a surefire indication that this is something that is just bound to happen. Obviously, Microsoft acquiring Call of Duty, a big part of the conversation there was adding the previous Call of Duty titles, all these old COD titles, to Game Pass. It'll sort of revive them in a sense. On PC, I have to imagine the cheating situations are still going to be out of control in these games that don't have Ricochet. Not like that's doing much anyways. But then also on console, though, you have a bit larger of a player base, at least on the Xbox consoles, right? So something is definitely brewing here, and obviously I'll be keeping you guys updated on this when necessary or when applicable. But that said, that is effectively what changed in today's very weird 1.70 title update, and that's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it, and of course, if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that every single day you are in the know for everything going on in COD, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.